Hi guys, and welcome to Brave Dog Training Online. Have you tried working with treats and it didn't work? Or has somebody told you working with treats doesn't work for behavior change? In this video we're talking about 3 reasons why working with treats actually doesn't work. I'm Anita, I'm a professional dog trainer. I show you how to build a trusting relationship with your dog to overcome fear and reactivity and have a good time together again. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell me in the comments if you have tried working with treats and how that worked for you. And now, have fun. Alright, so first, there are really crucial aspects of working with treats, and not everybody who does work with treats or tried it knows them. Thing, right? But for trainers, it should be a little bit different because we should have learned about every aspect of training and then decide what we want to do or what we want to focus on, right? And the 3 mistakes can be dealt with when we just practice. It happens to a lot of people, and with practice we get better and better at it. So don't give up if you have made any of these mistakes. It's just normal, and that's why I'm giving you this video, right? So, mistake number 1. We don't have the right treats for this dog or this situation. What does that mean? If we have a dog that is reactive to other dogs, for example, and our dog sees another dog and he is already getting a little excited, and I try to put a piece of kibble into his mouth from my hand, this will not work, probably. For some dogs it works, but most of the dogs don't find that interesting in that moment. All right? And the same thing happens when we try to work on predatory behavior, right? So, a piece of kibble from our hand isn't as interesting as running after some kind of wildlife. So it can look totally different when we start offering things like a 10-treat game or bowling with sausages, right? This is very interesting for the dog if he has learned what it means beforehand. So the probability of the dog actually listening in the situation is kind of dependent on what we are offering, right? And we can try that. We can try what our dogs like and what is fun for our dogs and stuff like that when we have no triggers around. So just goofing around, right? And mistake number 2 is timing. So if the dog is in close proximity to me and my arm length is enough to feed the dog at exactly the moment he does something right, then that's fine. But if the dog is a little bit further away, just out of reach, and this can happen with a 6-foot leash, right? Then I need a marker signal, because the marker signal tells the dog exactly the moment he did something right and that a reward will come to him. So it gives me a little bit more time between the right behavior and my reward. And that's crucial, because if, for example, the dog is a few meters, a foot away, and I have to walk towards him to give him a reward, it takes too long and the dog doesn't know what he's getting the reward for, right? And if we want behavior change with a very fast behavior, we need to be really precise in the moment we wanna reward the dog. Because this moment can be so tiny that the dog is just looking at the other dog and then going at it. And we have to capture looking at the other dog before he's going at it. And we cannot do that without a marker signal. So that's mistake number 2. And mistake number 3, and this is the one where there is so much misunderstanding out there, even in trainers, and that's we just try to distract the dog with food instead of rewarding him. And if you're not sure how that looks like and where the difference is, I'm gonna put a video in the description where we talk about exactly that. Where's the difference? How does it look like with practical examples? But just in short, distracting would mean I put a piece of food in front of my dog's face and just lure his attention on me, so whatever is out there can just disappear and my dog doesn't notice it. When we reward, we want the dog to notice the environment and the trigger, and then he gets a reward. That's the difference. The difference is if the dog is realizing there is something or not. And if not, it can happen that while we are distracting, the trigger comes closer and closer and closer, and suddenly is way too close. The dog notices the trigger and then all hell breaks loose, right? The reaction is way worse because the dog realized the trigger at a very close proximity, right? So the distance was way too close. And yes, distracting can work as a management technique for some period of time or for specific situations, but the dog isn't learning anything. When we reward, the dog is learning, and we want our dogs to learn to deal with situations, right? And those are all things that just don't come to us naturally most of the time. They need practice, and when we practice, we get good at it, right? So don't be afraid to try working with treats. And if you see it's not working, or if you are not sure how to do it so that it works for your dog, go to the description, book a free call, and we see how it can help you figure out what your dog needs in what situation and how exactly we can do that. That's it. Don't forget to write me in the comments if you have tried working with treats and it didn't work, or if it does work for you, or what your perceptions are or were. I would love to read those. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see each other next time. Have fun with your dog. Bye!